Good morning still? Is it morning? I don't know. Good day to you, Scorpio. It is Tuesday, December 2nd. It's a snow day here. I hope you're doing well. So just do know that should we get interrupted, it is snowed here. I wanted to address a couple of things, and then we're going to jump into a message. It's been a while since Spirit has been like, hey, Nicole, outside of the norm, sit down and do this special message for Scorpio. And all of a sudden, I've been fine all morning. But now I'm tired again. Here we go. And I'm congested. What in the world? So if we get interrupted, kiddos home, there's snow on the ground. It was, it was an 80-degree weather, 5 days ago, and it's like 30. Ew. Right? Ew. I was finally catching up on some of the comments, right? I'm trying to get through those. I'm still behind, but I'm getting there. Some of you had asked if I was in Florida. Actually, I was in Florida. We did travel to Florida over the holiday and seen some family, so it was a nice change, but even there it was cold. And I seen someone said, I'd love to do a personal reading with you. And, I took a trip. I mentioned this, I think it was in a Scorpio video, and hello to Adam if he's watching, and Marie. I was able to go to Virginia and meet with two of the clients via YouTube, and it's something that we've talked about briefly, about maybe doing some traveling to do something like this in the future, to meet some of you and have these in-person interactions. So once I get through a few things, which I will announce before much longer, what's been going on behind the scenes, we may set that up. Right. So I would love to travel back to Florida and meet up and do like a meet and greet and some personal work with all of you. If you're interested, same to Virginia. I'm not saying that other places aren't on the to-do list, 222 on the clock, but those were the two spots initially that I got led to within a couple of weeks of each other. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But Spirit. Okay. Note made. All right, we'll come back to that. I'm gonna do a lot of channeling, I think, in this read, this message, just the way that it's been coming in, Scorpio. I had somebody else posted on there, and I had to kind of laugh when I thought back to, I think I said something like in one of the Scorpio readings that somebody could kind of make you feel bad about yourself, or they could say something. And somebody in the comments section, I think from about a week or so ago, and somebody responded to them and said, oh, that wasn't very nice of you. But they said it was like, Nicole, your readings aren't as good, or they're not as high quality or something as they used to be. And I read it and I started laughing. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I just responded with, projecting, or are we triggered? 333 on the clock. I have to laugh at stuff like that. If you are dealing with people who are trying to trigger you right now, I don't want to say laugh in their face, but is it a them problem or a you problem, right? Is it you or is it them? They're feeling some kind of way. You could be feeling pretty serene about things, pretty kind of just even killed, right? Don't let people get to you. Don't let them. Someone said to me not long ago about the comments, you should never read the comments to your YouTube page. And I said, well, why not? Well, people say mean and hateful things, and, they'll say things that you don't want to hear. People say things that I don't want to hear all the time. My kid tells me, no, I don't want to hear that either, but there I am, right? But the good outweighs the bad in conversating with you all in the comments section. I know some readers turn their comments off altogether, and I can't say that I blame them. It's a lot to read through. It's why I'm behind on trying to catch up with them. But, when I have the time, I do sit there and go through them. I do try to read them. It's like, fan mail, if you will. You all deserve the acknowledgement, right? for taking your time here with me. But don't let other people discourage you from being the best version of yourself. Don't let other people tell you that you're not as good as you used to be, right? Like, I want to share something with you all so bad, but I have to wait. But it just makes me think of that too. Like, you know, as we age, and they say, you know, not as good as you used to be. And granted, you know, age happens and bodies get older and things wear out and it doesn't work like it used to, I guess. But it doesn't mean that we're not worthy, right? Isn't that the American way to like just throw shit away? It's like, oh, I got a chip in this cup, I'm just gonna throw it away. That table leg's a little wobbly. Instead of fixing it, I'm just gonna toss it and buy a new one. Like, what if we were more resourceful in all things, not just material possessions, but with ourselves, with our money, with our food? Like, so congested all of a sudden. What else? I mean, just all the things, our time, our energy, our efforts. What if we were more resourceful with all of that? What would that do for us? Spirit to be very beneficial when we find ourselves more attuned with a lot of things. So just, I don't know, some food for thought there, guys. But, all right, let's pull some cards. Actually, I'm going to pause this and try to clear up this congestion real quick, and then I'll come back and we'll pull some cards. So this will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, North Node, and stellium. And personal reads are open and available. Info is in the description box below. I think I'm halfway through the email, so if you haven't heard back from me yet, it's coming. I'm starting to respond. And yeah, so give me just a second. We'll jump into the message, okay? Thanks. Okay, we're better for now. We'll see how it goes. It will be what it is. All right, Scorpio. So yeah, personal reads are open. I'd love to hear from you. I'm getting back into the swing of things. Some appointments remain open this week, and then of course booking into next week, and we're getting back to our normal here, right? Yeah. So, excuse me, I got some indigestion this morning. Story of my life anymore, honestly. All right, Scorps, let's see. What? Spirit, you called me to this table, you called me to this video, you called me here to the Scorpio Collective, which I'm so grateful for. What's the message? Why are we here? Scorpio, there's a calm and a pause happening right now for a reason. It's to be the moon. This, you know, I just did the channel members video a little bit ago. You keep getting that never and no, right? You got the moon and yes. You're saying yes to something that you know nothing about. But it has 212. Number 212. That same number sequence and 11. Listen. If you haven't watched today's channel members video, do go look at that. And if you're not a channel member, the link is in the description box below. Do join us there. You're going to get daily content Monday through Friday, and then some extra stuff goes out there as well for you all that you don't get on the public part of the channel. Those same numbers came out this morning. I've got 21, which was the world. I remember talking about the world card being 21 in the traditional deck. The moon in this deck is 21. The number 2, there was something about 2 situations. The 3 of Pentacles came out in that deck. Look at that. There's the collaborative effort. There's another 11 though. So you got these 2s and these 1s with a 10. Holy shit. Money, which is a 10, right? I just said about your resources, being more resourceful. This is always the card that I see as the person, or in this case, people, that I'm reading for in this deck. 921 was just on the clock. The next one is the skills, which is 9. I go 5 back if you have followed me for a while. You know I go 5 back in the deck. The 5th card back is the death card, Scorpio. There you are. That's a 16 in this particular deck, which is also the tower in the traditional Rider-Waite deck. Upends shit, right? I've got that 921 that I seen on the clock. I got 21, 2, 11, 10, which breaks down to a 1, another 1, and 1 and 9 is 10 again. I've got 2 10s, 1111, so 1111, right? And that 212. 12s, 21s, 12, 12, 21, 21 could be of significance. Something very, very specific about that. This is the 2nd of December, right? Actually, 12/2. What is today? 12/2. So if we read this on the inverse, check this out. If we read this on the inverse, as I say that to you, 12/2. This message is absolutely meant for today. 12/21, 12/2 could be of great significance. Spirit is aligning for divine purpose. 2/21, 2/12. December and February are going to correlate very heavily with one another. Pay attention to the 111. So January 11th, January 16th as well is going to be important. Like, I'm going to tell you the mix of dates of, and go circle them. Go write these down and then come back to them and go, what was going on at these times? Like, what was setting up? Because there's a setup, and I remember talking about that in the channel members reading. So I feel like this message is just going to go a lot deeper than that channel's member read did somehow, Scorpio. And it, of course, goes back to you here, right? This, I don't want to call this the Scorpio channel, right? But there's a lot of work that I do for you guys here. So with that being said, December 2nd, December 12th, it's 12/12. December 20th, December 21st are going to be key dates. The 16th, I don't feel like, maybe 16 days, so that takes us to the 18th. That might be the new moon or around the new moon, so pay attention to the new moon time frame. Go back to 11/10 too, what was going on November 10th in your world, what was happening at that point. Fast forward to January 11th of 26. Pay attention to February 21st. Pay attention to February 2nd. And then 10/10 is going to be an indication, spirit indication of a sequence of events. 10/10. That's the point to that. So that's very, very, I'm going to say specific, the way that this is coming out. It's real important the way this is coming out. Opportunity, I think, will surprise you in the long run as well. I don't know why. I don't know what that's about. Pay attention to December 11th and 10th also. Wow, that's a lot of information coming through. All right. This wasn't intended to be a full moon read, and it's still not, but I want to kind of dive into this moon because it came up in the channel members read, and it's coming up again. That's Cancerian energy. We will also have the Cancerian full moon it'd be early January. Early January. That is a new beginning. Spirit is saying, that's Capricorn season. Footprints in alchemy, direction. Scorpio, you're trailblazing something. I don't even think you know what it is yet. Got tarot. A lot of you could be tarot readers. You could be guides. You could be seeking guidance. But you're trailblazing something that, Scorpio. Listen, let's just say, I'm gonna say this. There's something you've done in the past. I'm gonna go back 2 months again. Maybe around October specifically. That you did for a 2 month or a 2 period of time that someone else was trying to imitate, or other people. I don't think it's just one Scorpio. I think it's other people in general. What was I looking at yesterday? I'm trying to think. Like, it just, Spirit brought this up. Oh, there was a thing on like Facebook or whatever. I don't know if it's true or not exactly, right? I wasn't fact checking everything, but I seen it and it caught my attention. They talked about Gwen Stefani and Gavin Rossdale, you know, singer from No Doubt and the lead singer of Bush. But they said that like the nanny, right, in that situation was who he was having an affair with during the time that they were together, which led to their divorce. But they showed like a comparison of like how the nanny looked versus like how she started to kind of dress and act like Gwen. Again, I don't know. I don't have firsthand information. I wasn't there. I can't attest to it. But, you know, that's the picture the media, I guess, was playing. And not saying that it wasn't Gwen's story. Perhaps it is. I don't know. That's for her to talk about, not me. But based on what I saw in this thing, right? I'm not trying to spread gossip. It was, you know, this woman was trying to emulate and imitate her, to be like her, right? Scorpio, there's been other people out there that have tried to imitate, duplicate you recently. What a big fat fucking failure for them. Could be a Capricorn, doesn't have to be. They could have a Capricorn moon as well. But they can't be you. Whether it's your personality, your looks, your demeanor, who you naturally are, the talents that you have that are yours, or the ideas that you come up with that you just know when to create that break in something to make it happen. You just have the knack for your own path. And I'm going to say even people who might be, I'm going to say spiritually attuned. I really am. I mean, we all ride the waves. I don't care how spiritual you are. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. This could be somebody who is just, I think they've run their own road. I think they've taken their own course. I think that they're tired. I think they're giving up to some degree, and they're trying to find a shortcut to just get. But this is where Pluto in Aquarius talks about having to have faith. We have to have faith. I can just hear Limp Bizkit. Gotta have faith, you know, like them screaming out George Michael's faith. Anyhow, I'm done with that. Just having a moment, you can just hear it. But it's like, Scorpio, your test of faith has been tested many times over. And somebody else right now is being tested. And they can't quite understand how you just, it seems so effortless for you. It really does. And it's like you're master manifester, Scorpio. You turn water into wine. You walk on water. You make miracles happen in places that nobody else could see. There's something about you in your specific wheelhouse that you're trailblazing. You're making incredible change. People could come to you for guidance. You could lead the way. You know, there are people who will imitate you or try to, right? But there are people who will follow you, some blindly. Don't let them follow you blindly, right? Make them ask inquisitive questions. Make them think for themselves. But it's okay to also lead the way, right? It's okay to be the leader in the scenario. But a good leader requires everybody to be their self and put in effort. We don't fix it for them. We teach them. We are instructors. We teach people. We don't do it for them. There's a big part of that, Scorpio, because I think that you all tend to be that caregiver, that carer, that nurturer, that wannabe, you know, let me kiss your boo-boo and make it better kind of thing, right? And you've done that. And that's led to a lot of codependencies. It's led to a lot of heartbreak. It's led to a lot of just strife and turmoil and people boxing you into who you're supposed to be in their life and to help with what you need, Scorpio. This is another one of those times. 20:02 on the clock. This is one of those times where you have to remember to stay in your own lane. It's, think about driving down, like let's just say as an example, you're 2020 on the clock. You're a single woman and you're driving at night and you see a car stopped with, its flashers on. In today's society, would we like to stop and help others and make sure everybody's okay? Sure. But is it safe for you? Does it serve your best interest to take that gamble? Stop along the road in the middle of the night, some car blinking, and just assume that all is well and that you can help and there's not some nefarious individual sitting in that vehicle, right? Like, who knows what you're walking into? It's just a reminder, Scorpio, that you have to put yourself first. You could call 911 for help for that person and say, hey, I see this abandoned car along the road. Their blinkers are on. I'm not sure if everybody's okay. You might want to send an officer. How can you help but not be in the middle of it? Make sense? You can be of assistance, but you can't be the director. There's something very important about that right now for you. Okay? I'm going to pause this real quick and check on my kiddo, and we're going to get the additional messages. I'm sorry for the pauses. For you, it's like click. For me, it takes a minute. So hang on. Okay. The snow here came in like a wrecking ball, like Miley Cyrus. And now it's melting already. Doesn't know what it wants to do. All right, Scorpio. This money, yes, and the skills card. The moon might just, I told you the other day, was it yesterday? Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. You're being guided in a new skill set too. You're going to start to develop, like I could say to you, like if you are a smoke and prayers, wishbone affirmation, like let's say you're a software developer, right? And I don't know shit about any of it, right? And you're developing this new software. And there's been a problem that you've come up against, and for the past 2 weeks, you're just mulling over it. You're like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to do this? It doesn't make sense. What's the missing piece? And you go to bed and you're like, God, angels, ancestors, spirit, divine, hands to heavens, just tell me. Just tell me what I need. Tell me what I need to know. Because I don't know what else. Like, I've racked my brain silly. And you have that dream. And you get up the next morning. I know I'm making this sound really easy. I know. But you have that thought and you try this thing. And maybe that thing doesn't quite work. But it leads you to the next thing. And then to the next thing. And the next thing you know, boom. Problem solved. Carry on. You're developing. There's something about the word developing. You're developing a whole different skill set, Scorpio. It runs, Spirit is saying, rivers deep. Could have to do with water, doesn't have to be. Or it's a simple fact that you are a water sign, right? I'm hearing it's a long shot, but go for it. There's also something about the soul level here, Scorpio. Divine purpose, soul's mission, far-seeing, gamble. Told you. Might be a long shot, but do it. Change. Literally, Scorpio, you're gonna you are destined to change your life. Some of you could be taking jobs in law. It's like, I don't know, applying to hell, I don't even know. Some kind of it's some kind of abbreviated government job is what I want to call it, is what they're kind of showing me. Thinking like I would never get into the FBI, right? Or something like that. Or I'd never get that job at the IRS. Bingo. You fucking get it. There's some type of job. There's a job with an abbreviation, Scorpio. There's I'm gonna say a company. There's a place. There's a thing. There's an abbreviation tied to whatever this job is, this new opportunity is, where your skill set is going to be honed in on, where listen, I'm going to sound like a fruitcake, I'm sure of it. Some of you are going to be like, Nicole, you're nuts. You are going to make, I don't know, a shit ton of money to me may not be a shit ton of money to you, right? Or my idea of a shit ton is not yours, like in the sense of like yours is more and mine is less. Whatever. But this is like, I don't know, let's just say you join the YMCA and you start making baked goods. And on Saturdays they have all these things for kids and swim meets or something. I'm making shit up right again. Again, as we go, right? Examples. And they're like, yeah, hey, come into this abbreviation, right? YMCA, and sell your baked goods because we've been looking for somebody who does that. And next thing you know, you're making enough to take care of Christmas and Easter and birthdays. And it's like that, it may not be a whole lot, but it's enough that it takes care of stuff that you don't have to worry about anymore. See what I'm saying? There's something about the abbreviations. Pay attention. I cannot emphasize the importance of that, is to pay attention to the abbreviations, the letters. There's letters M, there's letters O, D, I, E, A, C, A, R, A and R. The letter M, also, I said M already. D, did I say D? Yeah. There's in C. Did I say C? I don't know. An S. There's something about those particular letters for somebody. Get nosy. Get super inquisitive. Like, you think about this is going to be so random. Bear with me, guys. These messages come in all kinds of crazy. The National Enquirer. I said earlier about like what I read about Gwen Stefani, right? Like, I'm not trying to feed into the gossip, but fact check, right? Like, dig way deep. I went on a tangent yesterday in Gemini's reading about twin flames. I was like, what they are not, like, and I don't mean any disrespect to any other reader, but damn it, we are not here looking for our other half, right? Like, I made jokes that I call my boyfriend my other half or whatnot or stuff like that, but like, we don't come to this like looking for the other half of ourselves. We're not walking around with one leg and one arm going, where's my other side? Like, that's not our mission and purpose in this life. People are tied to our mission and purpose. They play a role in it, but we're not here because of them. Like, what the fuck? So anyhow, the reason I say that is, like, somebody said, thank you for, going off on that. But where was I going with this? But, shit, it'll come back. But the point is, like, I was getting to the idea of it being inquisitive. Like the National Enquirer. Yeah, I'm going there, like, of all the things I know. They're nosy. They want to know more. They want to dig in. They want to know the fine details. And when they don't get them, they make them up. It's not juicy enough. They make them up. Fact check. Proofread. Dig deeper. That's, okay, I was going somewhere, thank you, Spirit. With, like, you think about twin flames. Like, think of all the books, all the people that talk about it. Like, like I've said to you before, vet your readers. Vet who you're listening to on YouTube. Have they done the work on themselves? This is you vetting the information that you're getting. I was using the twin flame thing as an example. Like, go deeper beyond that. Your twin flame is meant to fuck up your world so you learn something. They're not here to be your other arm and your other leg and your other ear. You know, it's, God, that makes me crazy. That's why I didn't focus on love when I started this channel. We spend too much time worried about everybody else and not ourselves. If we're not worried about ourselves, then how are we contributing to our better lives? When we're always got our nose in somebody else's business, right? It's like, stay on your own lawn, manicure your own shit, and then you can go from there, right? Like, what do you do to take care of your block first? Yay. All right, anyhow, so let's see. Why the dreams? Why the risk here? Why the gamble? What's going on? A lot of things are changing. King of Wands. We are in Sag season. King of Wands. There he is. The Joker, the Knight of Swords. Man, there's been a flippin' position change. You ever see... Boy, this is a weird... Bear with me, Scorpio. We're going to switch up this message a little bit, even though I asked for something completely different from this. The Emperor, the King of Wands, and the Knight of Swords, which in this very cool deck is set up like tarot cards, but yet set up like playing cards. Very, very different deck. I like this. I got this when I was out gallivanting. But the Knights in this deck are jokers. When I think of jokers, they tend to be a bit of asses, and they juggle a lot of things, and they're all over the place, and Knights are impulsive, right? Most of them, but the Knight of Pentacles. They don't have a whole lot of experience under the belt, right? The tides have gotten turned here. This is kind of like, I'm trying to think of something specific, like a movie or something, and I can't because we know I don't watch movies. But this is kind of like, you know, you've got 2 points of, let's call it exit and entry, right? Either way. And you've got something trying to get out of that room, but you've got somebody at both exits, right? It's kind of like a trap. This person, it's not you. This is someone who, at some point, Scorpio, thought they had power and control over you. Like they were the big head honcho in a situation. They've been laying their own trap for some time. Something has happened. One second. Okay, my mommy ears were on alert. But, this is like, I feel like, Scorpio, this is like your guides. Like one of these doors they've been bounded by, they've been bound by your guides. Like this is where they come in to protect you. You've been dealing with somebody, and it's kind of like, I'm hearing you've had to guard the gate, Scorpio. This person's got themselves stuck. It's almost like they're bouncing back and forth. You know, it's kind of like the fun mirrors. Which way do you go? And you're banging off the mirrors trying to figure out which way is out. This person has got themselves stuck. And they're giving you something. Well, let me rephrase. They're not giving you something to work with. They're saying, Page of Pentacles, they're saying that they are. But they're not. Inside, there's something very frantic about this person. You've got, and I'm going to say, Scorpio, not with intention behind it did this happen from you. It's like watching a mouse get stuck in a trap. This person's worked themselves into a trap. This could play out many ways, Scorpio, many ways. This Joker, this Knight of Swords, Spirit, tell me more. Judgment, Ace of Wands, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do now that they're in this situation. The Hierophant. Scorpio. Whoa. Here's the deal. Somebody here I'm going to say married for money, married for an idea. Scorpio, all the while, Emperor, Empress, you've been this Emperor or Empress with the sun. Like, I'm going to be cute. The sun has always, like, shined out your ass. Somebody else's inability to see it is their problem and not yours, right? But this was like a competition. This was a dogfight. This was, here's the thing. They've had an opportunity to do some type of healing work around something. For the one who, there's two levels of fear here, Scorpio. There's a fear of losing control of an entire, we'll call it kingdom, the emperor, right? Then there is the idea of losing control of oneself, King of Wands, right? He's just of his suit. He is not ruling the wands, the cups, the pentacles, and the swords, right? He's not ruling the entire empire like the emperor does. He's just responsible for himself, but he's afraid he's going to lose himself. Makes sense. So you've got somebody here who's committed themselves to something out of facade, out of something that they wanted to fight with you over or about. And they wanted to make it look like Five of Wands, the Temperance, that pouring, Page of Pentacles. I've got something to offer, but look at this. Here's the Tower behind that to the Five of Pentacles. They're trying to make it sound, and PS 5 and 16 once again equals a 21. What is 21? It is the World card. It's where shit blows up in your own face. The Tower to the Five of Pentacles, shit has blown up in your own face because you've made piss poor decisions, right? The Tower has to break. A little measly Page of Pentacles is not enough to sustain this. Sorry, not enough. It's like, you know, putting a block of a foundation in a house. You need the big cinder blocks. You need big, heavy concrete. Someone brings you a stone and says, can we make a foundation out of this? Fuck no. It's not enough. And it's not that it's not enough in the sense that the intention, I want to say the intention isn't there. It's like, where's the common sense? Let's where the hell is the common sense here? Where's the common sense factor? There's that, right? I don't know. I need to check on my kid again. I don't know why. I got to. Hold on. Okay, there's just something about that girl's cheeks today. I don't know what it is, but anyhow. Irrelevant. But this is somebody who, it's like they lack the common sense. It's quick fixes. It's an easy, I don't want to say it's an easy fight, but it's like somebody wanted to pin somebody against somebody else, right? That's the Five of Wands. We're just going to stand here and argue with other people. We're going to fight and compete and train. But man, Scorpio, when you were a part of that training, you alchemized that. You made kind, you made nice with the devil and made commitments to overcome those devils. You learned how to play the devil. You know, it's like if you want to catch a criminal, you got to learn to think like a criminal. When I dealt with my ex who relapsed, and then he would lie to me all the time, God bless him. Well, one, I did this, so he's like, I don't know how you know what you know. Well, look at what I do for a living. And 2, I'm a Scorpio. And 3, I know you like the back of my hand. But psychology also says, if you want to catch him, you got to think like him. And you got to be able to play that dual role. And Scorpio, you are a dual sign. Very light, very dark. You can sit with the devil. And you can make nice with the devil. And you can make the devil have to look at himself. And I do feel like there's somebody in your life that has fought that fight. God, how they have fought against needing to see themselves. But this is divinely orchestrated the Hierophant. The devil has the two people that are restrained. And then the Hierophant has the two people at their knees down in front of him. They're finally clothed. It's like, I seen a thing earlier today by accident about Jenna Jameson, right? Porn star. And she apparently found Jesus. And I forget what all it talked about, but it's like, you know, and nothing against that industry. If that's your thing, hey, God bless you. Do your thing. We need all things, right? But it's like taking her out of that industry and putting her in church. Like, she's gone from bearing it all to being fully clothed up to a turtleneck. Like, whoa, what happened? This person's wasn't even vulnerability. It was stupidity. How they got other people tied up in what they were. They've got themselves caged, Scorpio. They've got themselves caged. Spirit saying you're playing a fine role in this. And then to the other person who this has been about them, not the control of everything, but them specifically. It's kind of like this coming to meet your maker kind of thing. I do feel like the Hierophant in that instance is teaching, very bluntly though. There's a no holds bar kind of feel to, let me explain the cold hard facts to what is transpiring here and what needs to change. Again, going from the two people that are chained and completely butt-ass naked on the devil to two people that are sitting in, you know, in spiritual order of the Hierophant. Like, those are, you know, night and day. I don't want to put the devil up there too much. I don't want to get flagged. But there's a call to order here, right? There's order in the chaos of it all. So there is, I'm going to say it, a good side to this and a darker side to it as well, right? But the gamble here in regards to you specifically, what is that about, Spirit? These dreams, the dreams could speak to, I said about that temperance being you playing night, literally, you knowing how to deal with the devil, Scorpio. Look at that. The World card, that 21 now for the third time. The temperance, you, right, with the King of Cups. That's emotional mastery. Truly is. Like you have done, and here's a 12, by the way. 12 and 21, there it is again. The Hangman in the reverse. It's kind of like, now that all the blood has rushed to your head and you get flipped back up, or it's like being on an inversion table. Whew. Little dizzy. That was a hell of a ride. But boy, I feel better now. I see clearly. I get it. The light bulb has finally gone off, right? I've been relieved. There's some pressure, some relief here, Scorpio, that's getting ready to happen. Whew, what a read. What is this relief? Here she comes. So heads up if you hear little voices in the background. Oh yeah, I hear you, but I'm on the thing, okay? It's recording. It's okay. You're okay. Go do something. 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. King of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles. Wow. The Fool, the Magician, 0 and 1 to the Queen of Cups. Listen, I talked about that money aspect, this new endeavor that comes in for you. Whatever you're doing, this other situation has had itself trapped because it's like they used to be there, right? They used to be a part of that, or thought that they would gain from you somehow. 5 of Pentacles in reverse is coming out of that lack and feeling like the king, right? Feeling like there is no other way but the 10 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles, and you're holding on to what is rightfully yours. You are deciphering who to give it to, when to give it to, what is fair, what is not. But it is, Spirit, something all of your own. the things that you do offer to certain people, it's like they don't understand it, Scorpio. Let's say, like I said, that example of somebody being broken down alongside the road in the middle of the night. That person just wants you to stop, right? Good, bad, and different. Who knows, right? You just don't know. They want you to stop and alleviate their trouble right then and there. But instead you make the call to emergency services to come help this person, right? Because they're more equipped to be able to handle those situations. So you offering them advice or some nice gesture, or whatever it is. 4 of Cups, it's not enough. 4 of Swords, you've healed. You've learned. You know where to draw the line. You've really worked hard towards your boundaries. And so when you do offer something, and it does, it's like, it's like the divine says, Scorpio, offer them this thing, right? This cup or this kindness or this love or this gesture is the Empress, right? Offer to nurture that part of it for them. Or when I say for them, but to give it to them so they can continue forward, right? It's like you bought them potting soil and seeds, and you're like, here you go, get you started with your little basil garden. All you got to do is plant it and water it. Toodles, and it's like, well, what am I supposed to do with that? Empress, again, you're not going to help me. You're not going to do it for me. You're not going to. It's not your job. It's not your job. There is no mercy here anymore. And it's not malicious. It's what is fair. As they say, what is good for the goose is good for the gander, right? Like, it works both ways. Nobody gave you a free pass. You had to figure it the fuck out. So does somebody else. What about these dreams, Spirit? This money, these dreams. I mean, you're showing up here as the Empress twice. Yes, luck is on your side. Like Lady Luck, Ladybugs, cycles. This is a fated change for you. Could have been dealing with an earth sign. Challenges. You've mastered. I'm gonna be bold and say mastered a lot of the challenges. These dreams. What are they gonna tell Scorpio? They're gonna listen. Your dreams are gonna tell you things before their time, right? So you could call these premonitions. Communicate. Like you're gonna get awareness around things, so you can. You may not remember these dreams, though. That's the thing. You may not remember them, but when something happens, you're just going to be intuitively nudged. And it's kind of like, I don't know, let's just say you work at a restaurant and you've seen the food truck come, right? I don't know. Food is a thing, I guess. And you're pretty sure, like, later on, maybe 2 days later, someone says, do you have olives? And you're like, we were out of them, but gee, something just tells me that did I see olives when that truck came? I can't remember. Like, I can't remember XYZ. But something says, hey, yes, like, go look in this odd spot. You go back there, and lo and behold, there's olives. Right? Black olives specifically. I don't know why black olives are important. They might be important to somebody. But it's like but you don't know that you know. But something reminds you, right? So it's like this dream. You may not have it front and center in front of yourself, but it's going to give you this premonition to knowing. Ooh, Scorpio, that's a different one. Jesus. Hold on. Hold that thought. I'm trying to digest what I just got from Spirit, so bear with me. So different. What was I saying? Holy shit. The olives. But you're gonna know things. It's gonna give you the heads up without you even knowing that you've got the heads up, but you're gonna make an intuitive judgment call on things. And when you do, it's going to create life on something else, and it's going to create breakups in other aspects. And do know that other people will likely try to get in the way of certain situations. Okay? This could be people, and it could be situations in general. It could be habits, patterns. But I'm going to do something a little... Scorpio, I was going to say to you... Well, Spirit said to you. Side message here. Oh, Lord. There could be a very passionate situation. Scorpio, if you're a dominant in that regard, in the private spaces of your home, I'm going to keep it as PG as I can. Don't be afraid to be dominant, like going after what you want. And if that is something, what do I want to call this? It's almost like someone else is being a bit shy or bashful. Hell, maybe you were being shy and bashful. But this is like, grab the cookies, Scorpio. I mean, obviously do things with respect and within boundaries, and we don't violate anybody else's personal space. But, I mean, you know, if you've got the okay or not, right? But, for others of you, somebody could be with, oh boy, we're going down the rabbit hole. Oh my God, this is not at all what I intended. Somebody could be with somebody physically, but thinking about somebody else. There could be some type of third party kind of thing happening. Some fantasy, some daydreaming about what could be. Like somebody sees a closeness between you and somebody else. Somebody could be fantasizing about your partner, or your partner could be fantasizing about somebody else. Don't jump to conclusions as I say that to you, okay? Just settle down. What the hell have I tapped into? Somebody could get caught literally with their pants down. Just gonna throw that out there. Oh my God. Do not, I just want to really reiterate, do not get fucking paranoid about what I'm saying to you. 5 of Fire and the 10 of Cups. The Lover's card. Go figure. Scorpio, you've got somebody that when they think about you, oh boy, pain is pleasure with you. Like maybe waiting for you to come home or to be around you. It's like, it's a pain that is, it's like some people get into, oh my, this took such a turn, holy shit. Some rougher, I don't know, what was it, clawing, biting, scratching? I don't know. Like everybody's got their own thing. Like a little bit of pain might feel good to some people, right? Like that kind of thing. It's like the pain of wanting you keeps them coming back for more. It's like the first time every time, Scorpio. I don't know how else to put that, because like the 10 of Cups is like, the floodgates are open, the emotions are there, it's fierce, it's like I don't have enough hands to do all the things at the same time, right? Like it's like there's something about you that is etched in their mind. There may be a way that you are submissive to this person in certain dynamics, but yet I talk about the dominance, like maybe you can do both. I don't know what do both maybe means for you. It could be a conversation the two of you have had. I don't know. I don't need to know. there's a whole lot of talk around how do I put this? I think it's YouTube. I gotta watch what I say. Somebody could be reading dirty novels, right? Stuff like that. Something explicit. It could be music, it could be books, it could be, I mentioned Jenna Jameson earlier, maybe you're watching things, I don't know. Spirit getting new tips and tricks, Jesus Christ. I don't even know why this happened, like why this came up like this. It's about your personal, thank you, Spirit, dear God. It's about your personal empowerment, Scorpio. If you haven't felt attractive, or I don't know, you've just felt off, like your fire is being restored. It's being reignited, and it might be being reignited by an earth sign. Or they've got significant earth placements. But yeah, there's the Empress again. That's 3 times now. Tell me what you want is what I'm hearing. Spirit, why did this, like, I don't ever use, this deck is never out. I don't even know why it's out now, but it is. Why that particular message today? Like, what is this? Scorpio, be boldly attracted to yourself. Like, whatever that means. 4 of Pentacles. There's 2, 4, 5, 6. There's the Emperor. You've been holding yourself back from something or somebody. Because your mind's been all over the place for a while, too. So is this person. It could be in work or just all the practical things. Like, that's been keeping you wrapped up and tight. Spirits hang at night in all the wrong ways. 5 of Pentacles. Like, there's the Moon. Listen, Ace of Pentacles. The Moon might really break something wide open when it comes to your intimate partnerships, for those of you that have that happening in your life or want that to happen in your life. Excuse me. The Moon, the Ace of Pentacles to the Temperance. New seeds, new beginnings. Something, I said earlier, developing, right? Developing. There's a development here in this. I talked about the duality. The Moon is both the light and the dark. There it is. Temperance, 3 times over now. The duality, the light and the dark. The earth and the water. It takes both to make something grow. Scorpio, more ways than one. More ways than one. And I think, was it yesterday's message that I talked about something to the effect of, like, somebody could be thinking with the wrong head. I think I even said that, right? And here comes this message. Very different than what I'm used to giving. Like, Scorpio, like, the libido could be really fucking fired up in the month of December in general. Like, just gonna be honest with you. It's like, what is that? Fergie. I just can't get enough. Like, I can't remember. I just can't get enough. Black Eyed Peas and Fergie, or Will I Am, or something like that. I just can't get enough. Like, I just keep hearing that. Just can't get enough. Scorpio, I don't know what you did to this person, but I don't know. You touch Spirit, you touch them. Like, first time you touch this person, it was done. And Scorpio, they're taking me back to that dual thing back here where the person is like trying to control the empire. Scorpio, you are addictive. Personality, looks, eyes, character, way you carry yourself, all the things. You're addictive. And once you turn that off from somebody, it can become an obsession. I think there is one here that you prefer to be obsessed with you. I think there's another that you would prefer not to be. But the obsession here is real. And where you're going is an obsession for the betterment of yourself in the long run, not for other people. But you'll take... I don't say you'll take what's rightfully yours. That doesn't sound quite right. But you know what you're deserving of, right? To put it nicely. And you're willing to say, okay, if that's what you're going to give me, then I'm going to be open to receive, right? That's what you're doing. 110% what you're doing. Yeah, the Scorpio, the Ten of Cups, the High Priestess, your intuition is flowing. Like, the money is flowing. Like, your physical, tangible existence, like, it's gonna show up. And I like it because even if you maybe feel a little down right now in different areas of life, like, you're still gonna, like, it's like you could feel like maybe not your best self. Like, I could tell you, like, I've been exhausted lately, but again, we'll get into that why later. But I'm also happy, right? Some days I'm tired, but I'm happy. So let's, I'm going to use myself as that example. So think about it, like, maybe, like, overall you're happy, but things could be better. They're not bad. They're just kind of, that kind of thing. You're not discontent either. Like, but Scorpio, like, your happiness is creating this tangible experience. And then that experience of the tangible is creating more fucking happiness. And all the while, High Priestess, there's things that you don't know. But it's also about trusting your intuition. I said trusting your intuition, like, things will happen and, these premonitions, and you won't even know that they're happening, but they're happening. You've all got very different scenarios going on. Right? Like, somebody wants to just snag you up, Scorpio. There could be somebody else around you that may be trying to escape and has escaped with somebody else in the past. But they fantasize about you now. Well, too little, too late, John, that kind of thing. Scorpio, I think there's somebody here that you want, that wants you too. Like, there's so much root energy, sacral energy, throat energy, do with that what you will. Oh my God. And your third eye. And what's funny is all the while Spirit is saying it is being funneled down through your crown from the clouds. Scorpio, you've got a very unique spiritual experience happening right now in worldly ways that have to play out, that's creating this change and this death. And Spirit is going, liberation to the caution. Like, you are never gonna have to fear somebody's shit again. Like, I'll be so bold as to tell you this, right? Like, I'm gonna put my shit out there, because if people are embarrassed for what gets said, then maybe they shouldn't do the things that they do. I don't know what else to say. Years ago, issue with a co-parent, right? And I came to find out many years later, or not many years, but a while after the fact, that he had contacted the police and filed a report against me. I had no idea. I didn't even know this had happened. They never got a hold of me because there was no just cause. And he had contacted the department and told them that I had made a terroristic threat. And I've got paper proof of this, right? So I'm just making some shit up. And said that I made terroristic threats. So the officer says to him, what kind of terroristic threats did Nicole make? She threatened to take me back to court for child support. And the officer says, I instructed him that that's her right, if that's what she chooses to need to do. And the reason I say this is, you think about what was labeled a threat. It wasn't a threat. It was my right if I felt that I had to do that because somebody wasn't doing their part. We both had a responsibility at that time. Just do what you're supposed to fucking do, In the words of the West Virginia governor during COVID, just follow the fucking guidelines. It's not that complicated. It's like that. You are never going to have to worry about the threats. Like, if anything, the threat to my integrity, to my reputation, to say that I was making threats, that wasn't true, right? That is a threat against, who I am today, who I was even then in that moment, because that's not what I did. Or at least not in the way that it was described. And that never, the sun and the omen, whatever you have prophesized, whatever you knew would always come to be. I talked about that window, Scorpio. Look at it. I said, go back 5 years. Damn it. There we go. Like, go back those 5 years. I talked about a door or a window, right? Look at this. There's the doorway. There's the doorway, Scorpio. The liberation. There's the doorway, right? The sun and the omen. The sun is rising, right? Back here. Back beyond the clouds. The sun is coming up. There's the window. What did you prophesy? There's something very specific about, even if you didn't have a dream about a window or a doorway or whatever it is, it's the doorway and the window to what you know. You think about the window, you see through the glass, right? You see through things. It's the vision that you know. You will always foresee, even if you don't know that you see. And Spirit just said, and you don't need to seek. You're always going to know before it ever happens, Scorpio. That's why you're not as reactionary as you used to be. Not only have you mastered that emotional sense of control around how you react and respond to things, but part of that is the visionary of being able to predict the unpredictable without knowing that you know, and not feeling like you're blindsided anymore. You're just like, okay. Next, please. Let your voice be heard, Scorpio. Let your voice be heard. So many messages, long video, but necessary. I love you all. Personal reads are open and available. Info is in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page. I'd love to hear from you. I always look forward to hearing from you guys. Interesting read, Scorps. Very interesting read. I'm sending you all so much love. I will see you again soon. Take care.